Amen. You guys have to put up with me a little bit more today. Sorry. Darn it. So, what is refreshing about this church and these people, it is clear and evident that the people of this church don't desire to be a people who just come and be consumers. It is so refreshing week in and week out. It's not a heart of what can I get when I'm with God's people. It's a heart of how can I die to myself to serve someone else and give life to them. So we often say that we are a place with programs. We are a people on mission, a community living in union with Jesus and each other to serve and showcase God's good kingdom. And so that is why serving teams are vital to the life of City Light. They are a vehicle for a lot of different things. They're a vehicle to build relationships within our family. They're a vehicle to share ownership of the mission of the church, and they are a vehicle to increase our becoming like Jesus. And so we absolutely love connecting people with opportunities to live out their calling, to engage their time, their talents, their treasures, their resources by generously giving of themselves. Every single humble act of service is needed and valued. Ultimately, we believe that God knows what he's doing with his creation and that he's given every single person unique giftings and passions and wirings and spiritual gifts. And if we operate outside of those God-given gifts for too long, we will become ineffective and become burned out. And so we want to work with each individual and say, hey, how do your passions and your interests connect with the needs and the desires of the City Light community? As Tyler said, hey, we are growing. There are legit needs that we have and we need people to step up for. And so we want to connect you with those areas because it will be a blessing to yourself and to the church. Whether you are an extrovert, an introvert, an artist, a task champion, a people person, not a people person, whether you are a 1 hour per month server volunteer or 15 hours per week person, inside the church on Sunday mornings and outside of the church throughout the week, there is a spot for you to invest your life in kingdom work that helps make City Light a safe, hospitable environment for people to meet Jesus. It matters. And so we deeply care about you, and we want you to be positioned for kingdom success. When a good fit is made with clear expectations, and those expectations are followed, everybody wins. It is a win fest for everybody. The individual flourishes, the body is served, the kingdom moves forward. As Tyler said again, we are growing in faith, growing in looking like Jesus, growing in numbers as we started off today, growing in gifts. And I just want to take a second. Can we clap it up and celebrate that for a second? That is awesome. Huge win that we have prayed for years now, that God has been faithful to respond. For those that have faithfully served, maybe for years now, I don't want you to hear change and new and greater expectations as an overwhelming burden that you have been slacking on the job and not doing good enough. That is not what I want you to hear. It is the exact opposite that I want you to hear. It has been your faithfulness in serving that has gotten us to the point where we are needing to fine-tune and recalibrate a little bit and relaunch some stuff for optimal faithfulness and effectiveness in this next season ahead. It's a good problem to have. This church, in very many ways, has been like a building a plane while flying sort of situation. And the Lord has been good, and the Lord has been faithful to get us to this point where we have some stability. And it's no longer, hey, let's make sure that this plane has an engine attached. It is, hey, we have an attached engine. Let's fine-tune that engine as we are flying. It's a good problem to have. So our heart with setting some expectations and providing clarity, just want to take note for a second that these are not suggestions. These are expectations. Our heart with these expectations isn't to be jerks. It's to steward our teams well for God's glory. a team effort. We have to work together. Our leadership has prayerfully been intentionally crafting all of these reasonable expectations, and we are simply presenting them to you, humbly asking you to trust leadership and be teachable in all of this. So we're asking you to trust that we are praying for you and we are setting you up best to succeed. And if we say, hey, we may think you're better served over here, can we have like a little bit of a conversation? Please don't take that personally. It's like to help build you up and position you well. We're asking you to trust us that setting the expectation of filling out the availability sheet each month is a good thing, that we like, hey, can you please do this because it is a blessing to you and the rest of the body. We're asking you to trust our expectation to be at serving team huddle at 9:30 sharp when you serve on a Sunday morning, because we believe it is good for your heart and the hearts of the other servers to be prepared, united, and ready for that Sunday morning. We are going to have a ton of grace as we move forward together. There's going to be better steps put in place for accountability and following expectations and being team players, as well as space, as we talked about, to like offload if there is burnout or hurt. Like, we want to be there and be very gracious in all of it. These changes are going to officially take place October 1st. Existing team members and new team members onboarding will be trained on their first Sunday that they serve starting in October. Just show up as normal. It'll be easy. There'll probably be more clarity down the road with that, but we're going to come alongside you and just say, hey, here's what to look out for. Here's what to do on top of the expectations you already have in your packet. Even though we are laying out clarity of expectations and renewing our call to take this stuff seriously for God's glory, we still want this to be very relational. Our hearts are like, not to be like dogmatic, but like, we want to be in relationship with this. Your leadership team, believe it or not, we love Jesus. I got Victoria laughing over here. We love Jesus and we make mistakes. We overlook things, especially when change and transition is involved. We don't hold every single answer, but we do very clearly feel like God's given us specific direction, and we are asking there to be a partnership in this here. Please use the tools and expectations that we are implementing and handing over monthly that give you space to share your hearts and how you are doing with us. Like, it's not just for scheduling purposes. It is an opportunity to check in with the sheep and what they are needing as they serve other people. Like, is there burnout? Is there a feeling of being ill-equipped with the training that we've provided? Do you have an idea of like how to do it better? Do you want to provide that graciously to us? Do you need encouragement? Do you want to share a celebration? Do you feel like there's unfair expectations? That is what this space is for. We care about your heart in this process of laying a foundation. You are not, please hear me, you are not ministry machines. You are not valued just for the fruit that you produce. We are going to continue to be humble and available and prayerful as we equip our people to minister and make disciples for the good of Southwest Iowa. Capiche? Capiche, 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 caposh. Capiche. Love you guys.